Hi guys, Chris here with Xiaomi's Black Shark. This is on the left, and this is the Mi Mix 2S that has the same exact chipset. So both of these mobiles have the Snapdragon 845, and both of them have 6 gigabytes of RAM. Now, Xiaomi's marketing the Black Shark that I said it's got a water-cooled CPU, the chipset on here. Now, it's liquid-filled, and it's got like a transfer liquid that it's a chemical reaction inside there within the copper transfer heat pipe. Now, there'll be something very similar in the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S. So it is basically just marketing hype, marketing BS. Now I'm running a throttling test here. So this is CPU throttling test. You can get it off Play Store. Now every single CPU out there after a while will throttle down. Now it's throttling down to about 80% here, you can see on the Mi Mix 2S. And what's interesting to note that despite all that marketing about some water-cooled chipset, it's actually throttling worse on the Black Shark here. You can see it's got those red marks there where it's dipping down performance to about 65%. And you'll notice there, if you have a look at the performance figures there, you'll see it's actually slightly less. Now, when gaming, I have noticed that I can see no visible difference between the performance and how smooth it is on PUBG, Hit, and other games like Shadow Fight 3 and things like that. It's identical to me. So don't fall for that marketing hype that you're going to get some extra special performance, because I don't believe it, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be really happening. And this kind of proves it to me. You can see that the thermals and the throttling that's happening there is actually, of course, worse on this one right here. Now, there's been a lot of questions about the controller. A lot of people that agree with me that, yes, they should have used another controller on the side. There were some early press renders that were, I don't know whether they were leaked out or they were just some people's own renders. It showed controllers either side. Now, this will be a lot more comfortable. Now, I played a couple of hours. I've done some gaming on it now, a bit of PUBG. And to be honest, I don't find the controller that good. The reason is these triggers at the top, they're not really that good. The feedback you get from them, it's very shallow. And if you don't click it right on the end right here, you'll notice that sometimes you get even a missed click. So I use this as the trigger and that as to zoom into the scope, with PUBG at least. So you can map the controls, and I'll show you that. I'll get out of this now, and that's just to continue on there. Performance is going to stay after about 20 minutes. It's still around 70%. And that's not too bad compared to some chipsets, like the MediaTek ones. They drop down to 50% performance and throttle heavily, and you do see lag in games. So you flip the switch there to go into that Shark Space mode, it's called, and you are able to tweak the controls. So you've got this menu, so if you swipe up on the home button, you can also bring up that little quick menu. So swipe down is what you have to do, and it's going to tell you there's the CPU performance and the GPU, a quick little just a little guide there to show you if it's being stressed out or not. So under here, so if you click on gamepad, run the gamepad before editing. Hang on. Oh, I got to run a game, sorry, before I can do that. So I already showed you some of those settings in there. So I'll just briefly run. Okay, well, since I've got Grim Soul there, so play this. So once you've got it loaded up, now you can do that. So here we go, gamepad. So for each game, you're going to have settings here. So you're able to move this around. So if you don't want that to be, for example, walking, so you can use this to walk around, then you simply just move the on-screen control. You would prefer it for aiming, say in PUBG or another game like that, then you're able to do that. So you can move these overlays to wherever you want. So that coincides with the buttons, of course, on screen, because that's just emulating the on-screen buttons. Really, that's all it is doing. So this button here, even though it's in Chinese, that is to save it. So just quickly into here and to show you what I mean. So at the moment, you can see that is for controls there for walking around. So if I needed to map, for example, the punch button there, or the attack button, then you just got to swipe again, go into the gamepad, and I need to move this. So you can click the button to see which one it is. Okay, so that's the top little shoulder. That's the big trigger one. So move that trigger over here, and then simply save. And now you can see I'm attacking there. So that's pretty straightforward. For every single game, it's going to save that setting, but you have to add the game, of course, into that Shark Space mode there. So there's a couple of people have asked some other things about the LED lighting. Now, there is a little LED light in here, the logo. Now, if you go through some setting menus, you can actually get it to change colors, but you can't do that all the time. Like, you have to actually go into a special engineering mode to get this to work. And there is a setting here, but it looks like it's only detecting Chinese games and going to work with Chinese games. I'll just quickly show you. I've got to get out of this. So if you go through into what's called like the light mode, I think it is. Lighting effects settings. And that is all on, but I mean, that's going to bring up the logo there, but I can't actually just demonstrate it on the spot. You've got to go and type in this code and then go through like the dialer with this code then to get it to go. So it's just a little bit of RGB colors on the back, a little bit of gamer bling there, so nothing really special. Now, I don't see why a lot of people would actually go for this mobile phone over, for example, something like the Mi Mix 2S with a much better design. It's a lot shorter, and you could just use a controller like this. So you can dock it into a controller, connect it up to Bluetooth with games that support it, of course. And this Bluetooth controller here is just going to be so much more comfortable than using just that one side trigger one here. Now you can use this with other mobile phones. That was a common question because it's just Bluetooth. So you can pair it up to any phone, any Bluetooth device, and it's going to work. But the mapping, the remapping, that's not going to work because you need to have that Sharkspace program on there, the app. And of course, it's not going to clip in. Someone said, will it fit on the OnePlus 5T? Well, it will kind of fit in the top there. That's fine, but it's just going to be loose. It's going to fall off. You've got no way to secure it because it actually clips in, as I showed in the unboxing video, to the top of the case there. So the screen, it's good. It is actually better. There's a few things here better than the Mi Mix 2S. A lot of people are asking for a comparison. So when I've had them side by side, yeah, it definitely is a little bit better, the screen on the Black Shark here. Slightly better. The loudspeaker's so much better. The call quality as well is a lot better. Now within this earpiece as well, there is actually a microphone. So that's why the earpiece is slightly longer, because there's actually just a mic in here. So a forward-facing mic. So that's going to be good for games that support voice chat. So PUBG again, I mean, this is really like a PUBG advertised mobile phone. All their media material, they've used that, haven't they, Xiaomi? So I mean, it is looking good, but just don't fall for that hype about the liquid-cooled CPU, that it's going to be extra special performance-wise. No, it is just like any other Snapdragon 845 device, really, the performance. I don't see any difference in my testing, and as I showed you with that thermal throttling test, the CPU throttling test, that it actually performs worse than the Mi Mix 2S. So it's not great, is it, really, that is happening? So I'm working towards my review. Today I will have the Mi 6X, and I hope to have next week the Mi gaming laptop from them. So plenty more Xiaomi devices coming up in the channel, so please do subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit the like there, and also hope to see you back too with more upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching this.